Hey, what is up, guys? My name is the King Live, and I spent way too long looking at different Sova darts that you can do throughout the game. So if you're looking for cool Sova darts that you can use, they'll be effective, revealing your enemies in a way that they won't expect it. I learned a lot of these from NickWu. He is one of probably the best Sova in the game right now, and he is also a dev for Riot. So if you watch the Valorant devs versus the pro players, like showmatch that they did, the Valorant devs ended up crushing the professional players, and particularly the Sova played a large part in that, which I think is really interesting because I haven't really seen any incredible Sovas in my game yet. So I wanted to take a look at this character and kind of learn him a little bit better. So this is what I'm creating for you. If you're looking for Sova darts, if you're looking for cool ways to how to play this character, a couple of tips and tricks, I got them here for you, so stay tuned. If you also are interested in any other tips and tricks and stuff like that, we also have a Omen guide on Omen teleport locations, and then we also have a Viper wall locations video, so you can check those out on the channel as well. But without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing I wanted to point out, and this is going to be very essential for this guide, is that when you shoot Sova darts, they actually have 4 different sets of charge right here. You'll notice that there are 2 notches. I didn't actually notice this until recently when I was just kind of experimenting with them. So the first notch, it doesn't matter where you put it within this tier, it'll always land in the same spot. It's always the same amount of power. Once you go past that notch, it'll go further. So you'll see it'll go over there. And then if you go past that, it'll go even further. As you see, that one was bad. Right there. Doesn't matter if I almost full charge it or if I do a little bit less, it'll always land in the same spot. This is for consistency. This is obviously so that if you are trying to full charge an arrow, you can get it to land in the same spot every time. Of course, a lot of the devs for Valorant, they played CSGO, so they understand how important consistency is in a game like this. You want to be able to land the start in the same spot every time. That's why they aim up like these pixel perfect shots and stuff like that a lot of the times. And then if you full charge it, it obviously will go the furthest. A lot of the times when you full charge this arrow, it'll go frickin' soaring. So this thing will fly way out of the map, or if you just undercharge it, it'll actually fly about a decent distance, honestly, and that's what we're going to be using for most of these darts. A cool dart trick right here is if you overcharge, you can actually tap E, it'll set it down, and then you can recharge it. Is this like sheathing an arrow? I don't know exactly the terms here. Unfortunately, it doesn't save the progress. I don't know if you can fire it like this. It doesn't look like you can fire it when you set it up like this. So if you just leave it like that, it looks like you have to recharge it anyway. But it's just a good way to kind of like reset it in case you accidentally overcharge. You can freeze it, and then you can recharge it again. So this first dart over here is going to be in Haven. I spent a little bit of time working this one out. Basically, you're going to get up here on this platform. You'll be on C site generally when you use this one. I would use this one at the beginning of a round. This is going to give you some really good intel. We'll line this up one more time. Come over here on this board. Run right into that. Angle it right there on the edge. Go between these 2 boards around that area. And fire that boy. You should go flying right over. Land right in mid over there. That'll spot anybody who's pushing out mid. If they're pushing garages the area, then you'll get a vision on that. That one's a pretty good dart. It's all right. The next one that we're going to show you is going to be over here. NickWu actually used this against the streamers, and this proved pretty effective. So the one that he fired, I don't know the exact one, but I'll show you one that lands in about the same spot. You're going to want to come over here to this plate right here, kind of standing like right on the edge. Angle this up right on the door frame right here, right on the bottom of that door frame. You're going to one charge it and fire that boy. It's going to go all flying all the way over and land right on grass. Now, you might be wondering, okay, well, King, that's going to land on the wall. Is it actually going to have vision? The way that I have kind of determined that it has vision is that if you actually add a bounce to this boy, he'll bounce right off the back and then it'll land over there. I don't really have time to get over there to like kind of project it. I could load somebody into a custom game and they could try it. But I'm actually fairly confident in this one. If you add the bounce, I know for sure it's going to give you vision of that area because it bounces right into the little garden area. So this will spot out anybody who's going along over there. If you fire that arrow, you can fire this at the beginning of the round, get that intel over there, and that'll just assure you that, hey, they are going long, or hey, they aren't going A long, and that maybe we can reposition to a different spot. This is a good one to fire, and the cool part about this one, you're actually safe. If they peek mid, they're not going to have vision on this one right here. Unless they like wallbang you or something, that would be pretty incredible, but you can fire this arrow, line it up right on the bottom there, and just one charge that. That'll fly right over there, give you vision over there. Now, obviously, you're not going to have a dart for all situations right here through this video. That would take a long time to cover, just all the different spots that you could actually be firing these arrows. But I wanted to give you a couple to kind of work with on the game. Now we got one for A site here. If you're on defending side, you can come over here. You can line up this roof right there with that roof right there and just fire that straight over. One charge it. He'll fly right over. That'll land right on long over there. So if anybody's coming along, this boy will spot them. If they're coming down here, they want to mess with Sova, this will basically ruin their day. This is a cool one for attacking. If you ever needed to fire this, you can fire that. Uh-oh. This is a cool one for attacking. If you ever wanted to fire this one, you come over here, fire that right on the roof there. That'll spot pretty much anybody on short. The cool thing about the Sova Dart is that there's actually a maximum height distance, but this will hit pretty much anybody on the ground. I've had this one spot people from over here. I've had it spot from people from over here. It's just so high up and like in a perfect spot. This will spot a lot of people. You can also fire this arrow while you're coming in from this side too. So if you're coming in for a retake or anything, you can actually just hit this boy from over here. I know.
Revealing area.
Or if you're coming in from over here, you can also hit it. So I recommend if you're coming in to hit this one, don't aim for the edge like right there. That's going to be a harder hit, obviously. Aim for the corner over there. I think that might miss a little bit of a radius on the right side of the site, but for the most part, it's going to assure that you land it right there. Now, that's all the ones that I got for Haven so far. One thing that I did want to talk about too, though, is just beyond the recon dart, you can like undercharge these, and they'll fly actually like a decent distance, right? So like to get it over that wall, all we have to do is one charge it, right? So if we wanted to fire a shock dart, for example, it takes a long time to charge up this whole thing and then hit that, right? It takes a long time to get that off. If you wanted to fire 2 shock darts quickly, you can actually fire these off pretty quickly if you don't full charge them. So you can basically utilize these pretty much as a frag grenade, right? If there's people pushing over here, you can just bounce 2 of those right over there. Those go off pretty quickly. Not like super fast, but like that's like a decent pace, honestly. They're not going to be expecting that much damage. If they're going to be in a small location, so maybe they're going to be pushing long or something and you think that they're coming, you can just fire that off. Fire off 2 of them. That could wreck a team. That could be almost as powerful as raise grenades. Not as powerful. Obviously, those raise grenades hit pretty hard. But if you're looking to utilize this shock dart, I definitely think this is the way to do it. When a team is pushing, just fire off 2 of these boys to soften them up. And then you can go in for the trade. That's if they're pushing collectively, of course. Obviously, if it's like a one-on-one situation, you're not going to be wanting like firing shock darts at this person. Definitely don't peek like this. If you're going to look at firing a shock dart at somebody, just fire it over the edge. Come over here.
Revealing area.
And just bounce those guys over. So the next set of Sova darts that I'm going to be looking at are here on the map Bind. This one particularly, I saw NickWu do against the pro players, and it was actually in combination with a Phoenix ultimate to run through the portal, and it absolutely decimated the team. They did not see it coming. Phoenix basically ran out of the portal on A side around showers, and with this recon dart, wiped the entire team. It was actually pretty nutty. So the way that NickWu fired this dart is he stood in this corner over here, this one right here, just to get it precise. You don't need to go too crazy with it. And he aimed right here, just aimed up. You can kind of line it up like around there. I think he aimed a little bit higher actually than that. You're going to 2-charge this one. That'll fly straight over. Look on the mini-map. Lands right at showers. Look at that. That's going to land right on the door on showers. If you have a teammate who's pushing out of showers, or if you just wanted to know if they are pushing showers in general, you can fire this off right at the start of the round. That's going to reveal anybody on that side of the map. Now remember, when you're using these darts, if you're not actually spotting people with them, that is still information in itself. So when you fire off a dart like this, if they are not pushing showers, you know now that they are not pushing showers. When this dart lands right over there, you will know if they are on that side of the map or not. If they're not on that side of the map, you can make that call out to your team, or maybe they can just look at their map and they can see. That means that they've got to be any of these 3 locations. They got to be either long, they got to be either mid, or they got to be short. Now a good follow-up to this would be, if you still don't know where they are, you can drone out right here long, and you can send this boy out, and you can just see if they're out here. If they're not out here, then you know that they're one of 2 places. This is really crazy. Another thing that I wanted to point out is you can actually fire these darts straight through this teleporter. It'll fly out the other side and it'll land over there. So maybe if they caught onto the other arrow, then you can just come right over here, fire that straight through the teleporter. That'll land on the other side. That'll spot anybody who's sitting in the back of short over there. So if they're playing it slow, you will actually know that they are there. You can also couple this with a shock dart too. Shock darts go straight through this boy. It'll fly right through. When you actually use utility on these things, it actually flies right through the door, and the doors will open up on the other side. So that will fire right through. You can send your owl drone through there too, actually. I've used that a couple times. That one's a lot more visual too, so when you send that boy in, you can kind of just look around and you can make the call outs. That one's pretty cool. Similarly, if you're playing over here in A site, then you can actually just take your recon dart and fire through there, and that should spot out hookah over there. It looks like when you actually fire these through, you're going to want to aim it as close to the center as possible too. You can actually see where it comes through, the little doorway. You're going to aim that at the center there, so that when it flies through, it actually hits the center of the doorway. If you fire it at like the right side, it actually will hit the doorway before it's actually able to open. So let me see if I can do that right here. So like you see, if you fire it on the right, it'll actually hit the doorway before it opens. Don't want that to happen. Aim it in the center so the door is able to open just enough for the arrow to come through. Again, this is where these shock darts are going to be especially deadly. Hookah's going to be a very clumped up area, so if people are pushing through there, you can just fire those boys straight through. Those will land right in Hookah. Could easily decimate a team. So this is the dart that you can fire from the corner over here, right next to Heaven. You just stand in the corner. If you fire up kind of at the moon, you double charge it. That'll fly over. Now this one seems fairly inconsistent, and I'm not actually sure entirely where it is landing. I wish I had like another account to go and like spectate it, but you can kind of get it to land on the wall sometimes, and then other times it just lands like way far off. So if you do have a dart for this position, feel free to like hop in the Discord and post it there. I would love to see it. Maybe I can make a follow-up video or something in the future about this where I could talk about more Sova darts, but yeah, so far I don't really have one perfect for Wells over there. So. And then the last map that we're going to be taking a look at here is Split. So this is a really cool map. Actually, it's probably one of my favorite maps. I know a lot of people don't love Split, but I have had a lot of fun playing on it. I think that there's a lot of really creative things that you can do with the map layout for a lot of different particular characters. I play a lot of Omen, so I think that it's a pretty good map for him. But this is a cool dart that NickWu also used in the streamer match where he lined it up right here in this spawn. There was a Viper wall here that was pretty cool. There's also a Sova dart. So if you just one charge it, fire that boy over, that's gonna land right over there in Heaven. And if you angle it right, I think that you can get it to land like right in the doorway over there. So maybe just angle it just a little bit right there. If you get that to land in the doorway of Heaven, that'll spot anybody who's playing stairs, and it'll also spot anybody who's playing maybe in Heaven itself. This is a really good arrow. I think that it's incredible for entrying. There's a lot of people who struggle to kind of get onto this site over here. Generally, when I push the site, I will also smoke like right here. So getting an arrow to land like right in this position, right around this area, is going to be absolutely incredible for your push. If you're looking to push the site too, generally what I'll end up doing is I'll smoke off this position, I'll smoke off stairs as Brimstone, and then I'll also smoke off this over here. That makes for a really hard defense. That makes it so basically they can only be playing it from on site over here. This isn't an optimal position all the time for these people to play, so. I don't know if it'll become more common for players to play on site on this map. I'm assuming it will when people get more comfortable smoking these positions over there. Maybe eventually we'll have to start dropping different smokes, like stuff for this position and stuff. But for the most part, it seems like most players are not comfortable with these spots. So when you recon dart the stairs over here, which is where people play aggressively very frequently, it can create for some awesome plays. Imagine somebody standing right here, dart lands right there, reveals them, they don't even realize, and then you're able to peek and get the pick on them. That's pretty incredible. All three of these darts that I have are going to be for attacking side and Split, so it'll help you out there. I think the defensive darts are a little bit easier. You just kind of fire it off in a direction where you think enemies might be, and it gives you that intel. Attacking darts get a little bit more complicated. I like this one particularly, so you're going to aim right here on this building. You see there are a ton of notches for this guy. We're going to count up 4 from this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to one charge him. That'll fly right over, and you'll see it go down. That'll land right in the center right there. If anybody's playing that corner over there, we'll actually run up and we'll see where it is, right? That'll fly up, 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 down here. Land right in the center over here. That'll spot anybody who's playing this corner right here. If somebody's trying to play this corner, they are revealed. If anybody's playing right here, hopefully that reveals them as well. They just shoot that dart. It's going to land right in front of them, luckily. But if you are going to be peeking this and this dart lands right there, that's going to divert their attention. Somebody who's going to aim at this dart, they're going to maybe aim at this to take this out, and that's when you can peek and you're able to take out that player. That's gonna really throw them off. Anybody who's playing this position, they're going to see this dart land right in front of them. They'll have to take it out. If you peek with this dart right as it lands, you come in like that, that could easily ruin a player's day. Especially when you get a dart to land like right here. If they're playing aggressive here, if they're trying to push up on you, that'll easily spot them. I find that the middle of the map's a little bit harder to deal with arrows because there's so many corners and stuff too, though. So just keep in mind when you shoot this one that it might not always spot everybody. If you can find a better arrow for middle, be sure to let me know. I would love to see it. But this is the easiest one that I've found. You just aim here, go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right on the top of it. One charge that should fly right over, down, 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 right there for you. And then this last start's going to be for attacking B site. You can come over here, pretty much the same spot. Instead of standing in the upper corner right here, though, you're going to be standing right next to these barrels right here. Get locked in right there. Aim your arrow. You're going to kind of go right above here, right on the corner of that. Do a one charge, fire that over. That'll fly right over, land right on the corner there on site. So that'll spot pretty much anybody who's playing against this wall here. I know a lot of people have difficulties dealing with people playing in that little cheeky spot right there. So I'm going to fire that one more time just to give an idea. Try to run over here and get view on it. That'll land like right there. That'll spot anybody who's playing like right here in this area. It'll spot anybody who's playing right here. They might not notice it. It'll spot people who are playing in heaven. This is a very good dart. It won't spot people if they're playing right here. So keep this in mind. If they're playing right here, they're going to be blocked off from it. Maybe if they're playing over here, I've played this position a few times. This isn't an amazing position, but it is a position that you are able to play. I'm trying to think of other spots. Won't spot anybody CT. I've never seen somebody defend the site necessarily from this position though. This is normally like a fallback position, right? So that's going to be a really good dart though. Now make sure when you're shooting this dart too, you aim to the left of the building. You line it up with the roof there and go over just to the left of the building. The reason that you do this is because that building is the big one that we see on the site. That's the center one right there. So if you one charge that and you fire that over, that's going to land on the right side. We want it to land on the right side because it'll spot way more of the site. It'll spot this back side over here. It'll spot the upper half. If you land it right on the building,
Revealing area.
this is going to miss half the site over here. People could be hiding over here. This is a very common position for people to play. It's not going to see that. This will bait your teammates. They'll think that they have vision on a lot of different spots when they don't. If you feel like you missed a position or you just want to be safe, you can send your drone in, of course. I drone out a B very frequently. Come over here. Oh, we don't see anybody. Look up here in heaven. Okay, looking good. Sweet. You can move in. Beyond that, those are all the Sova darts I actually have for you today. One general basic tip that I wanted to give for Sova as well, for Sova players who maybe don't understand the character as much, or maybe you're struggling with the character's ultimate particularly, the best advice I can give you is do not use his ultimate unless you have already revealed somebody with either your dart or your drone. So you can actually mark people with your drone by shooting them when you're going in. You'll notice when you throw your drone, you have this little aiming thing. If you aim at somebody and you fire, it'll actually mark them. And if you mark them, this will reveal them periodically over like the next 3 seconds. It'll do a couple pulses. When this person gets revealed, now you can take your ultimate and you can fire it through these walls and kill this person. They'll be a lot easier of a hit while they are already revealed for the first shot. The first shot is the most important shot, obviously, because after you land the first shot, you can start predicting which direction they're going to go based off of the tracer. But if you can't land that first shot, it becomes really difficult. I see a lot of Sovas just randomly start ulting into like a corridor like this, like they think that somebody's on B, and they think they're just going to hit them. It's not likely. First, what you're going to want to do is you want to mark somebody with an arrow like this, right? That was a bad one. With an arrow like this, right?
Revealing area.
That'll fly over. Once you get the site revealed, now you get a free kill. Use it like this instead. The ultimate should feel more like you're getting a free kill out of it, and less like you're just kind of firing this thing off as area control. It takes 7 kills to get this ability. Don't just waste it. Getting an early kill in the round could easily snowball it into you winning the round, especially if you're pushing a site and that's when you get the kill. You open up with that kill. So just get familiar with landing this sort of information with the dart beforehand and then moving in on, okay? But anyway, like I said, that's going to do it for this video. My name is The King Live. If you enjoyed it, if you want to see more Sova darts, be sure to leave it down in the description below. We also have a couple of other videos based on similar things. We did some Omen teleport locations, and then we also did some Viper wall locations. So if you're looking to see those, be sure to check those out on our channel as well. We do a lot of these tips and tricks and like just general tips for Valorant. So if you're looking to improve at the game, this is the place for you. Other than that, I also stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at twitch.tv/TheKingLive, so you can check me out there. And we have a Discord full of really awesome people who've been playing a bunch of Valorant. I've been squadding up with a ton of other people, and we're meeting some really freaking good players, dude. I'm getting carried in some of these games. So if you're looking to play with us in that regard, then you can definitely hop in and check that out. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe down below. And other than that, I will see you in my next video.